In this video, we're going to look at the InstantAtlas server NeSS data transfer wizard. This program lets you browse and import data from the Neighbourhood Statistics Data Exchange Service from the Office for National Statistics. In this particular video, we're going to import some new data against existing geotypes in our InstantAtlas server system. If we have a quick look at the admin console of an InstantAtlas server system, here we have a geotype called MSOA with a number of features for the Bradford area. In this video, I'm going to import some new indicator data to this geotype. First screen of the wizard is where you enter the connection details to the NeSS system. This is pre-populated with the current credentials that are needed. There are also a number of options that allow you to cache data, which would speed up any future tasks when they're set up. On the next screen, you choose the geographical areas that you would like to import the data for. If you've previously used the wizard, you have a recent option at the top here, which includes any previously selected geographical features. As I mentioned at the start of this video, I'm going to import some data against my Bradford MSOA geotype. So now I'm going to browse to the certain features in the system. Here are my Bradford MSOA features. I can select individual ones if I only want to bring in some of the information against some of the features, or I can select them all using the MSOA checkbox there. You'll see they're all now highlighted. When you're selecting geographical features, you can only select geographical features from one level at once. So here I'm choosing MSOA features. I could not also choose local authority features such as Barnsley here. You'll see it unselects all my Bradford MSOA features. Those. On the Choose Data page, this is where you specify which data you would like to import from NeSS. This screen only shows you data available in NeSS for the geographical features that you selected on the previous page. You can limit your search to only show data that has been updated between particular dates. For example, if I only wanted to find data that was updated in a particular year, I could change the updated from and to dates here. Having changed the dates, you must now refresh the view to update it so that it shows only the data that is available for the date selected. The recent checkbox is used when setting up scheduled tasks to always import the most recent instance of an indicator as they become available. And you'll see that it overwrites the to date here and basically inserts the date that the task is run as the to date. You can select multiple NeSS variables from the different hierarchical levels. Here I can choose some features relating to domestic energy usage. I can also choose some from the education and skills family. It's possible to see the dates that the information is available for in NeSS by selecting an individual variable and choosing the available dates context menu. Here you can see that the data is available for these three date ranges for this variable. Having selected your variables, on the next screen is where you enter your connection details to your destination InstantAtlas server system. On the Choose IIS page, you should enter the URL of the InstantAtlas server web services. You should also enter the username and password of an IIS administrator. On the Define Data Relationships page, you should define relationships between the features selected in NeSS on the left-hand side and match those to the geotype features of your InstantAtlas server system here on the right-hand side. When going through the NeSS wizard at the start, I selected a number of Bradford MSOA features, as you can see here. And here on my InstantAtlas server system, you'll see I have corresponding features for each of these. Relationships can be defined manually by simply dragging and dropping each feature across and defining those relationships. Alternatively, you can press the Auto button and that will attempt to match all the features that you have selected from NeSS against the features in your InstantAtlas server system It does this by using the unique codes of each feature. Once this has been done, you'll see that all my Bradford MSOE features are correctly linked, and if I hover over any of these, it will draw the relationship between the two. On the Define Data Relationships page, you can establish relationships between existing indicators in the InstantAtlas server and your NeSS variables, or you can import new indicators. Here I'm going to import a number of new indicators into my energy theme in my InstantAtlas server system. When importing a new indicator, you have a number of options available to change the name, the short name, the description, the unique code, the data type, and in the case of ratio and mean indicators, the precision. Here you'll see I've established 3 relationships, and again by hovering across them you'll see it draws the relationships for you. The Define Date-Time Relationships page allows control over which date-time periods the data from NeSS is imported against in InstantAtlas server. When you're setting up a transfer task, you only need to define these date-time periods once, and if you'd like to see what data ranges is available for the variables you've selected from NeSS, you can use this hyperlink shown here. This brings up a pop-up window for the 3 variables that I've decided to import and shows you the date ranges for all of those. If you wish to change any of the date-time period mappings across, you can do so by using the drop-down on the right-hand side. When you use this drop-down, this list is populated with all the date-time periods currently set up in your InstantAtlas server system. You'll notice I haven't changed any of the values here. These are pre-populated with the most sensible defaults, but you can change these if you wish. On the data synchronization settings page, there are 2 separate tabs. These offer standard and advanced import settings. You'll notice that these replicate some of the settings that are available in InstantAtlas server to give the users the same flexibility that you have through the admin console. Finally, on the Choose Task Schedule window, you have 3 options of when you want to run this task. You can either choose to transfer the information now, or you can transfer it later. And when transferring later, you can either transfer once, a particular given date or time, or you can choose to transfer at a certain frequency, say every month or every week. In this video, I'm going to transfer all the data straight away, just to show that it imports into InstantAtlas server. The wizard is now run, and you'll see we have a success message here to say what's happened. It says each one of these indicators has been imported successfully, and you'll see we have a hyperlink in here, which when selected will take you to a web browser that shows the actual raw data from the ONS's Neighbourhood Statistics website. Now if I go back to my InstantAtlas server system and go to the staging area of that system, you'll see that I have 3 new indicators imported into here. We can now preview the information through the staging area as normal, and we can activate this information and make it available through the InstantAtlas website. Once activated, the information is now available for use just like any other InstantAtlas server indicator, so you can create data views, profiles, dynamic reports of that information. You can also edit the information, preview the data, and then look at the metadata that's been brought in against it.